Never know who you're gonna meet on Craigslist. There was this couple who had a dispute over some bikes. This lady, she worked at a bike shop, and somehow her and this brother got together, and somehow he moved in with her. Now she claims that he didn't have anything as far as like financially. So when he moved in with her, she kind of like supported him or whatever. And then what happened was the tables had turned. The guy actually got his own place, and then she had moved in with him. Now at that point, she had lost her job, and he had to pick up all the slack. Now he's gonna sue her for damages to his bike because they were at a gathering and they both were intoxicated, but the guy had took off and left the party earlier, and he had taken her biker jacket and accessories, you know, and so she was still intoxicated, and it wasn't suitable for her to get on no bike to go home, but she wanted to get on his other bike and ride home, she claims, to feed her dog. And she got into an accident where she dropped the bike. So he wants to sue her for damages, and then also for back rent. His girlfriend had brought a guy home to the house, supposedly, who's apparently a mutual friend of theirs. Maybe a drinking buddy, or I'm not sure. But he didn't like that. So he took it upon himself to walk in the living room with his gun on his side. And he states that he always sleeps with his gun on his side. I'm like, okay. The only type of person I can picture doing that is a dope boy, or somebody that know that they fuck people over and they gotta always watch their back. Paranoia, I tell you. But the guy had left the house, so the couple got into a altercation, and the guy claims that while they were tussling, she claims he pulled her ponytail and she fell down, and then they started scuffling and they fell into a closet, and he claims that she was reaching for his gun. I'll let you guys see the clip that I have as far as the whole outcome in court. But to me, it sounds like the brother likes to just floss his pistol. I don't know what he does for a living. They didn't state his occupation, but evidently he likes to sleep with his holster on.
The last thing I'm going to deal with is in reading Miss McBroom's last paragraph of her answer. It almost seems that in terms of the rent, there's a constructive eviction. You're involved in an intimate relationship with this woman, and you're finding him at night online Doing what?
Looking at casual encounters under Craigslist, looking at porn, essentially.
My understanding is when there was a confrontation about your nightly exploits online, some firearms became involved in this. Tell me about that.
There were a couple of different incidences. At one point in time, a friend of mine that I work with had come over to the house, and he wasn't thrilled about me having a friend over. He told him he needed to leave and put his gun on his hip and made sure that my friend was well aware that it was there.
Is that right?
Your Honor, I sleep with my gun on my side. They come in drunk, stumbling all through the house, 2:30 in the morning, waking me up when I have to go to work.
All right, so did you call the police?
At one point in time, I did have to call the police on him,
When
yes.
did you call the police?
He had disconnected the internet, and I was trying to find somewhere to move into. And so when I went to plug in the internet, he grabbed me and pulled me away from it. When I went through the closet door, we both did. My hand, I was trying to brace myself on a shelf in the closet, and his guns are 2 feet away from me. And then in the living room, he proceeded to grab my ponytail and throw me down to the ground.
And
I hid in the laundry room.
You have a police report?
Yes.
I'm the one that called the police on that because she's the one that came in there and grabbed for my gun. When she grabbed for the gun, that was for my protection for her grabbing my gun, and I pushed her off. I didn't want her to wind up shooting me.
I'm going to read the report.
I'm the one that called
The
her.
caller says he advised the girlfriend is belligerent and assaulted him twice and reached for his gun. You know, quite frankly, I don't care who was right, who was wrong. When you inject firearms into the mix, it becomes a very volatile situation, and the fact that nobody was hurt and the fact that nobody was arrested is really fortunate.
We just don't find any evidence of it. You know, it's not enough to come to court and say, I gave my ex this money with no evidence. You know, it's a credibility contest, and I don't mind telling both of you that we had credibility problems with you both. Now, the bike. You rode it, you damaged it. Mr. McFall, Judge Backman said that your damage estimate is absurd. But you did damage the bike, and you don't get to damage other people's property without some consequence, especially when you're riding drunk. You paid $1,900 for the bike. We think that you're entitled to that value back so as to make you whole and nothing more. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,900. Thank you.
This courtroom is now in recess.
I'm sorry that he scorned and felt it okay for him to sue me for money that I didn't never owe him.
We were just oil on the water. We just didn't mix.
Craigslist, I mean, delete your browser history.